All right, y'all, what's going on? I am back with another fucking power couple. I got to meet Chloe and Andy in person, in real life, in Seattle a few weeks ago. Y'all have been with us for over a year, done over 100 workouts, a bunch of master classes. You've done both of our programs, and you all have done it together from the jump. So, welcome. I really appreciate y'all being here. Give us a little intro. Who is yous?
Chloe, she, her from Oregon.
I'm Andy. I'm the other half.
Yeah.
We both are just very chill people. We kind of keep to ourselves, which is kind of what's made it hard to have a community. So this was a great avenue for both of us.
Well, I was looking through our stats, and y'all joined us back in October of 2024, over a year. And
Yeah.
together, y'all have done over 100, I think 111 workouts, and you've also done five master classes. Yeah, so I want to take this back from the beginning. So like, if you were to sum it all up in one word before the queer gym, what was your day-to-day life like?
It would either be chaotic or exhausting.
I'll take chaotic.
Yeah. Before the gym, we didn't really have a lot of structure besides, we would work, and then when we were done working, we would just be running around so we would be ready for the next day of work. And it was just sort of a time where we didn't have anything for really ourselves, and joining the gym was part of transitioning into being more focused on ourselves personally and then as a couple.
We actually became homeless about a year before that and had to work through all of that. So when we first joined the gym, we were very much work and money focused at the time, that we were kind of ignoring everything else in our lives. It was all chaos,
So it sounds
just
like
trying to survive.
Sounds like y'all went through it, how to get into like survival mode, make sure your housing was secure, make sure like your basic needs were secure. And then it was in order to do that, it was work, 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 come back, rest, and then work, work, work. And it was just this thing that you had to get through to, stabilize and like be chill. So,
Yeah.
so what was the moment for y'all that you were like, okay, I'm kind of done with that. I want something different.
We were sort of just sitting and just sort of realized it's like we feel like physically terrible. And it was like, well, how do we change that? And then it was sort of the conversation of, I don't know how to take care of myself as an adult when it comes to like healthy living. And so I need another adult to tell me how to be a proper adult.
We
And
needed an adultier adult.
That's
yeah,
it. That's okay. So, what was y'all's first impression?
Honestly, what caught my attention was honestly your social media. So I went through it, started scrolling, and seeing all the other like member videos. One of them in specific really stood out to me, and I just really liked the energy of it
mhm,
because it felt like we were both hunting for. And so when I brought it to Chloe, she was like, "I like it. Let's try it."
yeah. Another aspect of it is there's not really a lively or active queer community where we are. It does get lonely. It does get lonely when you're sort of the only gay people you know is lives with you. You're like, yep, we know I know one other lesbian and I married her and I uh,
Locked it
but it
in.
would be cool to at least like talk to and interact with other people that like live similarly or have the same views, or you don't have to like tiptoe around,
Yeah.
and you can just be open and free, and it's not like an exhausting
Yeah.
thing of like, oh, is this going to be okay to say, or are they going to get when I talk about this thing in my life? So it was really nice to have other people to like be in community with.
Yeah. All of that to say, I think the main first impression that stood out to both of us was the warmth and just how inviting the environment is.
Everyone was so welcoming and so nice. It was really hard not to be like, well, we gotta come back. We gotta do the next class. We gotta do you
Yeah.
know,
And I think the reason behind that is that everybody that joins the gym has to sit down and like have a one-on-one like Zoom with me. I get a lot of shit for not selling things on the internet. Like, I don't want to get on a call, just what's the link? But because it's virtual, it also has to be protected, right? Like,
I think that's kind of what's contributed for, at least for me, to feeling like I want to come back. This might sound a little weird, but I know everyone that we meet is safe to meet, you know? And for me, at least, it's made it very much feel like a safe environment, even when I don't know people. And I'm not a very people-y person. So,
And it's a plus that everyone is also gay, so we can just
gay as fuck.
yes.
So y'all started with our workouts only membership, and then you ended up upgrading to one-on-one coaching, which included nutrition and the accountability. Let's kick it off with what made you upgrade.
I would definitely say you're the adult we were looking for.
We had been considering it for a while,
Mhm.
and something happened. We just happened to come into the money we needed to kick it off. And we were actually about to take a vacation trip down to California, and we had this money sitting there. You know what? Where it needs to go is not junk food down in Southern California. Where it needs to go is this program. So that's what kind of got us to do the takeoff. But absolutely, it was a great experience.
So it sounds like y'all were in the right point of your journey. The universe was aligned, threw y'all some cash, and you're like, all right, next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit about the master classes. So, in our workouts only membership, you get access to a monthly master class, and I see that y'all came to a lot of them.
Mhm.
Yeah. I will say you guys have a lot of different forms and a lot of different sheets that are very, very informational, but it just wasn't sticking for me. My best way of learning is in social settings.
Okay.
So being able to have that bounce back of hearing you, but I will say my favorite part is when someone challenges you there, because then I learn more from how you respond to the questions.
And you're right, it's something about the live coaching. They weren't always
And
awesome. They sucked for a while until we figured out exactly how I like to teach, how y'all like to learn, what topics were really insightful. Like 80% of our members show up to those coaching calls. And that is like in my business group, everyone's like, I'm just not gonna do it. Nobody shows up. In the last mastermind, I was like, can I tell you why? They're like, why? Like, because they suck. People will show up if you give them value and you don't waste an hour of their fucking time. They will show up.
we've done the meal prep class with you all three times or four that you
Yeah.
presented it, and
We were at
each
the first one.
yeah, we were at the very first one too, and each one there's more value, there's more added, even though it's similar information. But I noticed even just from the first to the second, I got caught up listening to one portion that I completely missed the other.
Mhm.
So by the time I listened to it the second time, my brain literally said, "Oh, you've already heard this part," so I was able to listen to the next.
Mhm.
Uh,
So for me, that part that you listen to us, you see what we're still wanting to learn, where we might need a little extra help. For me, that's what keeps me coming back to the master classes. Even if it's the same topic, I know there's going to be new information in there for me to learn.
yeah.
Mhm.
I really enjoy those because I get a chance to see everybody. Because, unless you're doing one-on-one coaching with me specifically, or you're on my Tuesday classes, I don't get a lot of one-on-one time, which is how I ended up like when we got back from Seattle and I was telling like Chloe and like some people about the Seattle trip. They're just like, how did you not know Chloe was so funny? And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't get to go in the fucking breakout rooms with y'all. I don't get to hang as much anymore. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, how the fuck you miss that? I'm like, why the fuck did you tell me? It was a thing for about,
Honestly, she's only ever quiet in the everybody room. Once we're in the breakout rooms, she takes the lead. She's cracking the jokes. That's when you see our real personalities, and I'm definitely the more quiet one in the back.
yeah.
And she shines through. I mean, I could sit here and talk about her for hours, but
Oh, I've seen your full-on chivalrous, is that the word, chivalry? I've seen your whole big daddy energy in real life, and it is top tier.
hey, you got a princess, you got to treat her as such.
Ah, shit. Y'all better take notes. Y'all better take some fucking notes. Okay, I want to ask you about something else. Okay, I usually hire people based on like one question, and that's, would I let this trainer train my mom? right? Because I love my mom and I want to make sure that I'm not putting up with no douchebag trainer who doesn't know shit. And my mom's also like spicy Mexican, so like I want the coach to also have like, some swag, some spice back. So when you brought in your mom to train, I was like, oh my God, don't fuck this up. Like it's Sandy's mom. Like someone brought you their mom. Like that was my reaction. Like someone brought you their mom. Don't fuck this up, you know?
Thank you.
So how did that conversation go and why?
Honestly, she has been in the background the entire year that we've been with the queer gym, down to sometimes speeding through downtown Medford to try to get us to a class. She started seeing the changes, not only physically, she really liked seeing how we were more connected. We were more focused. So she had already kind of been flying the idea, like, I want to try it out, I want to try it out. And after a while of truly working with the gym, feeling so just welcomed, I knew that it was the right environment for her. She's not gay herself, but has always experienced more of kind of being pushed out because of being so outspoken as a person.
And for her to be so outspokenly proud of
Me,
her.
me in specific.
Well, shout out to Eugenia because she's also crushing it in here. So in retrospect, if you could send a message back to old you, what do you think that would be?
Not to wait to take care of yourself. I always had the issue of being like, well, once I'll get to that after this. I don't have the time for that right now, but I'll be this healthier, active version of myself later. Like we said when we first started joining the gym, we got to this point in our life where we were like, we keep getting to these spots where we're slightly settled and then something happens and it gets crazy again. So I think that's just life. And I think that life will just keep getting crazier. And the only thing we can do as individuals and together is make the choice to make ourselves important enough to accommodate for. Because we were accommodating for everyone else and never us. And then it became the thing of like, I think we are worth accommodating and making space for and taking care of.
Yeah. For me, it would be make the change. I notoriously known for letting my sense of responsibility take over more so than my sense for self-care. And I have allowed myself at multiple times in my life to be in very self-destructive environments out of obligation to someone else. So for me, it definitely would be just make the change that you need to make.
Well, speaking of changes, in this year that you've been with us, in these over 100 workouts you've done together, what changes are you experiencing now?
There's definitely the obvious like weight loss. And when you start eating like better and start caring about what you're eating and how and what you're doing and how you're spending your time, you're like, oh, I'm not actually a tired person. I was just not fueling my body.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I was just living between sugar rushes. I was just eating and drinking a lot of like caffeinated or high sugar things so I could get to the next bit. And now I have like endurance for the day. But like also because I have the strength to do push-ups, that strength also translates into I feel comfortable walking farther. I feel comfortable like standing longer. Like the energy you gain from working hard in these classes translates to like the littlest things that you wouldn't think about unless you were completely depriving yourself before. Yeah.
What are some of those
There's,
little things that you noticed, Chloe?
I thought I'm just not meant to be an athletic person. I'm not meant to be a person who does sports or go on hikes and things like that. That's not the type of person I am. I like to sit and read. That's the kind of person I am. I decided I was a person that couldn't do these things. And so that means I can also decide to be a person who can do these things. And it sucks because I was like, oh, I could have just been doing this the whole
Can I
time.
interject real quick?
Yeah.
She was not happy with you when she had that realization, but
No.
she got over it in a couple minutes.
And the important thing is I was mad about it on my own time. And then in class, I was like, and then I clocked on and I was like, I'm so happy to be here. Clock off. This absolutely ridiculous. The whole time it's like that from scene from Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. The whole time. I realized I put myself in a box because it felt safe and easy. And the hard truth is that you can really truly be whoever you want to be. You just have to decide whether or not you're worth putting in the effort. And you are. Everyone is worth the effort it takes to take care of yourself, to make healthier choices for yourself. And if you don't know it, it is also okay to be like, yeah, I don't know how to take, like, I don't know sports, but
Yeah.
I can show up. I don't know
Yeah.
how to work out, but I can go to a place where people help me learn and be better at it. And then suddenly there will be a day where I can do these things without needing as much help. And that was also another thing I really appreciated about the gym is that there were accommodations. So I had this injury and I still deal with it, but like now I deal with it a lot less because I'm being active with myself. I thought, oh, I shouldn't be active because of this. But now I'm realizing I should have been active because it helps with my mobility. It helps me feel looser. Like being active and doing the warm-ups all the time keeps me looser. Before I was just so stiff and now I'm not. And now I can like walk and not feel pain. And it's cool.
So it sounds like, the your old identity of like, I'm into art, I'm into books, like that doesn't go with like working out. It sounds like you've
Mhm.
been able to merge the two, and turns out the fitness stuff has actually helped you enjoy and empowered all the other stuff that you not
Yeah.
enjoy, helping you live your best life.
Yeah, because turns out you do need, even if you're sitting, if you enjoy sitting, like I do, I love sitting. I love laying down. Those are my favorite things. But turns out for if you want to sit for a long period of time, you still need core strength to
Yeah,
sit. Did
you
you know that? You know that, but did
know
you guys? No one told
that.
me. I could have saved so many hours of back pain. I could have thrown those hours away if somebody had said, like, yeah, if you do some like crunches or like a few things
A
here and
bit,
there or like stretches, you can
a
sit
bit.
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt. I'm like, damn it. The whole time.
The whole time, the whole
The
time.
whole time.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy? What are some of those changes for you?
Physical. I will say I've lost about 60 to 65 pounds so far.
Congratulations.
Um,
Good work.
so with that, thank you. But with that also came the ability to get back into some of my hobbies
Mhm.
that I enjoyed. I had actually stopped singing back in middle school because a lot of people don't really understand. As you get heavier, the ability to breathe is not there. Therefore, the ability to sing is not there.
Yeah. Wow, so you're singing again.
So yeah, I'm able to get back into it a little bit. I've always actually enjoyed running. Playing tennis and basketball were always my favorite sports to play. But being able to do that without having an asthma attack, because I'm also asthmatic. So all of that kind of has filtered into itself where I'm like, oh, I can actually run without feeling like I'm dying, which also means I can sing, I can go on hikes, I can swim, which are things that I enjoy doing, kayaking.
Mhm.
It turns out the more physically fit you are, the more you can enjoy your life.
Yeah.
So my last question for y'all, as a couple, what has been the biggest impact of the Cridgem?
Ooh. The first lesson that really, really sunk in for both of us was changing your environment.
Mhm.
I know we've both jokingly touched on our roommate, but
Our
I
life
will
before.
are in our life before. I'll be honest, at the end of that cycle, there was almost not an us. Um, that's how that's how bad that went. So when we we both took that in of change your environment. We've both now been creating the environment and the future that we want for ourselves and for the other. Having this commitment together of showing up to the class at a certain time, we've now had to work on how we communicate about scheduling our classes, the how we want our classes to look like, what we want the week to look like, and overall just making sure that we're not letting things into our life in our home that we don't actually want in here. Overall, we've cleaned up our environment. We've definitely tremendously improved our communication.
Okay, power couple, I see you. Wow. Well, congratulations. I'm really proud of all the work you've put in, the commitment, the accountability, the communication. Well, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your journey. Just as, watching one of these inspired you to start your journey, you get to now be the fitness inspo for the next power couple. So,
Let's
congratulations.
hope so.
That would be cool.
We'd love to see anyone in the gym.
Yeah.
It would be cool. All
Yeah.
right, y'all. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you want to be part of the Queer Gym community, be a happy, healthy homo, come find me on the internet. Bye.